Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Labor Day. It's your boy RL Knuckles, aka Entertainment Fiend, here to give you another prediction of the NFL division. So, yeah, a couple of days ago, a couple of days ago, I did the NFC North prediction. Now we're gonna move on to the NFC West division, which is it's almost gonna be like the AFC West of good defenses all around. And now this one wasn't too hard to pick which team is going to win this division. Now, I will say this: also wrote an article. I wrote an article about teams that I expect to bounce back, and I put the Arizona Cardinals. I feel as though they will bounce back. I don't see them having two back-to-back losing seasons. Now, it just depends on if everybody can stay healthy. And now the NFC West faces the NFC East. And if I know something about it's Cardinals safety, Cardinals Matthews, and Tyrann Mathieu. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's what I was saying. Tyrann Mathieu and Seahawks safety Earl Thomas is that I feel as though they have a bone to pick with Giants safety Landon Collins. Now, there's a Twitter beef going on with Landon Collins and Tyrann Mathieu saying, who was the best safety. And I will say this: last year, Tyrann Mathieu had a great season. He was he was the All Pro safety in the NFC. But I'll say this: Earl Thomas got hurt. He was out for the whole year. Not for the whole year. It was in the game against the Panthers. He had an injury that took him out the whole season. Now, even on the NFL Top 100, LC was above Earl Thomas, but Earl Thomas was hurt. So if Earl Thomas wasn't hurt, I would say he would be the best safety. And Tyrann Mathieu, he had a good year in 2015. I thought he was the best safety that year, but then in 2016 he got hurt, down year for him. So I feel as though Mathieu and Earl Thomas have something to have like a tiny bone to pick with LC. Now, Landon Collins, yeah, great safety. Can't take anything away from him, but you have to be consistent. If it's one thing I notice with a lot of people, it's like after one good year, they claim that they're the best. And also in the Giants, you got Jack Jonas Jacobs. He had a phenomenal great season too. And now people say, he's the best cornerback and stuff like that. And it's like I said, he only had one good year. You have to be consistent. Like if Landon Collins has another good year, I'll definitely put him as like possibly maybe the best safety, but he has to be consistent with that because he's gonna be facing now not necessarily him, but like a lot of teams that the Giants will be facing, they have a couple of good safeties. So people like I feel so a lot of veteran players just get mad. Well, not I guess long-time veteran players just get mad when you see this one guy say, "Oh, I'm the best," this after having one good year. And I will believe that Landon Collins will have another good year. Now, will he be the best safety coming out in 2017? I don't know. I still have in the NFC. I have Earl Thomas as being the best safety. In the AFC, I have Eric Berry being the best safety, down the best safety overall. There are different safeties. There's the free safety, strong safety. It's difficult to tell. Now, let's try all that. Let's go with the teams. Now, I'm going to start with, the 49ers. New coach Kyle Shanahan, great offensive minded from Atlanta Falcons. Now, here's the thing. People want to argue that, I'll say this. He was part of the reason why I believe the Falcons lost in that Super Bowl. I just don't understand why they didn't run the ball. So, you doing that, it's kind of like showing your negative side. Like when everybody's seeing that, I don't think you're gonna have like the full faith in the 49ers, but I do like what they did in the offseason. Now, I'll say this: I think that Kirk Cousins will be with the 49ers next year, because I'm pretty sure Kirk does not want to stay in Washington after how they've been treating him. But I like what they get in the draft. They went they got two good defensive players. They got Solomon Thomas and they got Reuben Foster. Solomon Thomas, the defensive end, and Reuben Foster, the linebacker, who arguably could be, if you could stay healthy, probably the defensive player of the year. I really like what he did in the preseason. So as years goes by, the 49ers, I think, will get back to, like, I will say probably like in a Jim Harbaugh era. Because when Jim Harbaugh was on that team, the 49ers were, the top of the notch. Like, he brought that team back to relevancy. So maybe Kyle Shanahan can do the same thing. But like I said, with him kind of ruining the Super Bowl, people are like, on him. And so they have Brian Hoyer, who I believe they said that he's played in his system before. But Brian Hoyer, I just don't trust him, especially how he did in the playoffs against the Chiefs. I do not believe him whatsoever. And you're in a tough division, and you have a tough schedule. So you face the NFC East, and you face the AFC South, which is starting to become, a really good division. So I have them going 2-14. Like I said, this is too many tough teams. They're already in a tough division, facing two tough divisions. So I mean, it doesn't get any easier for them. Like I said, if they had Kirk Cousins, I would give them a lot better than the 2-14. But with Kirk Cousins, I don't know. And I think their defense isn't great, but it will, get better as time goes on. I really like what it did in the draft, getting those two defensive players. Now we go to the Rams, Los Angeles Rams. Now, Jared Goff will be the starter this year. I feel as though he wasn't put in a good situation last year because, first of all, Jeff Fisher was your coach. He's a defensive-minded guy, and he's not really a good coach. He always gets no extensions. He always fails to deliver, and he wasn't put as the starter. So, all the other rookie QBs, started over him, and also Jared Goff hasn't won a single game last year. Now, in the regular season. Now, some people are saying they don't believe in him. A buddy of mine that went to school with, he's a Rams fan. He doesn't have the biggest faith in Goff. I'm like, let's give him a chance. See what this new coach can do. And if this doesn't go so well, then, he might not be the guy. But, I say this is his first official season. Like I said, last year he just wasn't put in a good position. I feel as though coming into the season, knowing that he is going to be the quarterback, is a heck of a lot better than what he had last year. Now, I still think they'll have a good front. Now, Arnold Donald, what's that guy's name again? Their defensive tackle, Aaron. He's not participating in. He hasn't been showing up at camp yet. So, I don't know what's going on with that. They're losing their best player on defense. Is he going to come play or not? I mean, I think he's doing a holdout. He wants more money, which, he does deserve that. But, I mean, how much are you going to leave your team hanging? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard anything about him not coming back. First of all, from what I heard, they're not close on a contract agreement, so he still might hold out. So I don't know. But with all that, I have him going as 3-13. I just don't see them. It's gonna take some time. I mean, they always do have Seattle's number because like I said, that defensive line eats that Seattle's offensive line. Maybe if Seattle's offensive line will get better, I doubt it, but we'll just have to see. And like I said, we'll see what the new coach, what Jared Goff is going to do, if Aaron Donald's going to come back in time. Because, this team has the talent, and it definitely helped their offensive line too. But it just comes down to what can Goff do, what can a new coach can do. So it's going to be some growing pains. The Rams and the 49ers are in a rebuilding state pretty much. And then we can switch over to there's the Cardinals, which I think is they're gonna bounce back from where they're having a bad season last year. I have them going as 11-5. Now, it comes down to what Carson Palmer is going to do. I think he'll have a better year. I think they'll get into how they were in 2015. You have David Johnson, who I think is I think the top three running backs in the league right now are. Hmm. I want to say Le'Veon Bell's number one, but he can never have a full season. That's why I want to say that. Okay, I'm gonna say this. David Johnson's number one, Le'Veon Bell is number two, and Xavier Elliott is number three. Then again, three. I mean, you gotta have more. You have to show progress. Like I think, is he better than LaShawn McCoy? He had a better year than him, but I mean, you gotta be consistent. I mean, I do agree how people could say after 1 year we can't put you at the top just yet, but honestly, I'm just gonna go back from what I saw last year. Honestly, I'm gonna go with David Johnson number one, Le'Veon Bell number two, and Ziggy Elliott number three. I'm gonna have those three as my top running backs. But anyway, back to the Cardinals. Yeah, you have David Johnson who wants to have 1,000 years in rushing and 1,000 yards in receiving, which I think he can do. Now, granted, our offensive line isn't the best, but with a weapon like that, and Larry Fitzgerald, who still continues, do well each year, and then you got John Brown. So I do like the Cardinals, and I like what they did in the draft as well too. They got a linebacker, and let me see his name. I forgot his name. Yeah, they got a linebacker and Hassan Reddick, which is good. And then second round, I got safety Butter Baker. So they're definitely beefing up that defense. And Cardinals is a top 10 defense, I believe. Last time I checked, you still have Patrick Peterson, who was, I would say, is the best versatile corner ever. I like Chris Harris Jr., but versatile, I feel as though Patrick Peterson is the best corner in the versatile. And Tyrann Mathieu, who looks to rebound and get into that, that 2015, last a full season. He needs to last a full season. So I think the Arizona Cardinals are on good tracks now. I have them as low in a 5. I think they're going to be a wild card. I don't see them winning the division. I have Seattle winning this division. Now, in Seattle last year, they lost Tyler Lockett. They lost Earl Thomas. That game against Atlanta, I was saying before that the Falcons are going to win that game because when they lost Earl Thomas, that was the game when I said, they're going to miss Earl Thomas in that game, and they just showed it at first. And plus, once again, Seattle's offensive line was just getting killed. It was just a disaster. That first drive was good, and after that, it just fell apart for Seattle. Now, I think the first game is, not a good game for them. They play in Green Bay. I think that's going to be... I think it's going to be close, but it's just the wrong place, wrong time. So I think they're going to lose that game. But overall, I have them going 13-3. I have them going 13-3 this year. Now, let me double check. I think for the Packers, I had them going 12. I had the Packers going 12-4, so that would put the Seattle Seahawks as the number one in the NFC. I feel as though and also again, Sheldon Richardson, for that defensive line, it's so much better now. It's so much better now. And it's funny how they faced the Giants, and Sheldon was talking down on Brandon Marshall. And so he gets to face the Giants this year, so that's going to be interesting. But Seattle's defensive line was already good. Now it's possibly going to be even deadlier. It's going to be number one. I thought, the Eagles had the number one. It was going to be number one with, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Tim Jerrigan, and Vinny Curry switching around with Derek Barnett and Chris Long. But afterwards, Seattle just see at Cliff Averill, Marcus Bennett, those two at the end right there, it's just deadly, and it's god dang, man, you just made this team even better now. So it's gonna be very, 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 very interesting to see what it's gonna be interesting to see what Seattle's gonna do. But I think they're gonna be Michael Bennett. Why did I say Marcus Bennett? Michael Bennett. I'm sorry. I'm wait, Marcus Bennett, Michael Bennett. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a very. I think they're gonna get into their maybe perhaps to their 2013 form. The people will say, oh, well, Richard Sherman talking bad on the offensive side of the ball. I think they're gonna be fine. Like that's just who they are. Honestly, that's the type of environment that they're in that locker room. So I think they're gonna be just fine. I think Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson was also a little bit hurt last year, so I think he'll get better. And the offensive line, I don't, I don't know if it's fake. West, I'm watching this. I don't know if this offensive line can get any worse than what it was last year. I mean, they haven't. Granted, in their defense, there wasn't any good offensive linemen coming out of this draft this year. I mean, there was a few, but not like all-time greatness. So, I mean, that's gonna be their Achilles heel. Eddie Lacy, I don't know how much he's gonna help the running game. Maybe a little bit, but I think Russell Wilson, despite him playing with a terrible offensive line, he can still get the job done. And if Doug Baldwin, Tyler Lockett, and Jimmy Graham can all stay healthy, watch out for the Seattle team. I feel so Russell Wilson is elite. Like I don't like, because he does lead that team. Like I still believe that top tier one is Brady, Rodgers, Breeze, and Roethlisberger. But also behind that is, I think Wilson is in that category too. But I still believe he's elite, in my humble opinion. Not a whole lot of people believe it, but I humbly believe it. But like I said, I have Seattle Seahawks win the division at 13-3. They face the NFC East, so that's going to be tough. They're in a tough division in that NFC West, but like I said, Rams always have their numbers. I think they'll sweep the 49ers. That's like I said, they'll split with the Rams, sweep the 49ers, split with the Cardinals, because I will say this, Seattle and Cardinals games are always fun to watch. Now, I feel as though the first matchup is always good, then the second matchup, the other team gets killed. But this team always splits with each other. Well, 2015 they split, and last year they split. So Cardinals and Seahawks are always a great matchup. Now that's it for today. I think the next one I'm going to be doing is going to be the NFC South. That's going to be a tough one to predict because you have a lot of good quarterbacks there. But so I'm excited for this football season. Like I said, if the Seahawks don't make it 13-3, then if they're not 13-3, if they don't make it as number one, then I'll be a little bit shocked. But anyway, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe even if you like seeing more of this stuff, because I'll be seeing this. Like I said, tomorrow's Tuesday, so you're gonna see another challenge recap. As time goes on, hopefully by middle of October or late October, you'll see video games on this channel. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.